Okay, so this is gonna be a simple one of me just showing off some of my plans. So, first order of business, if I can remember where the color thing is. Here it is. If I can figure out how to change colors. Man, they really do not make this easy to do they? But welcome. This is some random PeaShooter art that I found on the internet. I'm gonna be using this as a base to kind of show y'all what I have planned. So, y'all all remember Plants vs Zombies, right? I don't know a single person who doesn't know Plants vs Zombies. Well, there has been a lot of fan games over the years, and I've come up with one of my own. Or rather, I've had one and never really tried to make it. Simply because it's very advanced kind of stuff to a beginner. Let's see, I would want multiplayer in it. I would want an in-game currency, multiple actually. I want custom plants as well as elements from other Plants vs Zombies games. It's just a lot for little old me because I have zero knowledge of game development. But what I am at least decent at is design. So I want to show you guys a bit of my designs for some of the characters. So my first depiction here is well, it's definitely hold on. No, that this or yeah, I'm still new to using this. And I really need to do this more. I guess I'm just gonna simply just draw my ideas. So, first kind of idea is water PeaShooter. I've seen a couple design ideas on the internet and stuff. And I have a bit of one of my own. For starters, it'd be like this, just less jagged. Almost like a ponytail. It'd be dripping water and stuff. There'd be water coming off of the pea. One design aspect that I do really like is the idea of a fin on the head of the PeaShooter. Just kind of like that, or like that. And so that'd be really cool to incorporate. Something else is maybe you'd want a little water pullet just around the PeaShooter. Because I think that could look kind of cool. Maybe the mouth or nozzle thing could be dripping water. Yeah, it's an interesting idea, for sure. So there's that. And then I'm gonna... That is not the right thing. There it is. So let's do that. I'm gonna bring in another one of these. And... Okay. No, that is not what I want. Guess just get rid of that. Like I said, I'm still kind of new to this program. I'm using something called OpenToonz. Anyway, the next idea is a kind of like plasma PeaShooter. You know, like in Plants vs Zombies 2, where like if you plant food, a torchwood, they have like a plasma effect. That when peas come into contact with them, turn more like a blue color instead of the usual like orange fire. So my idea is that like instead of with fire PeaShooter, where he's just like all red and stuff, I want it to be a bit more unique. Like say this would be like a spark of flame just coming off like that, kind of. And then like maybe smoke coming out of his nozzle thing. Yeah, I think that could be really cool. I'm debating on something else, because one of my ideas is like adding like a fiery glow coming from his eyes. I feel like that'd be a bit too over the top. I don't know, just my thoughts. Let me know what you think. And then obviously it'll have the like fire coming off of the PeaShooter, or like plasma. And something that I am thinking of is like some type of like plasmic liquid like pouring from his mouth every time he shoots, and like falls onto the ground like right here. I don't know, just a random thought I had. Man, what kind of mess are we turning this PeaShooter into? Yeah, that's really the only ideas I have right now, at least for this, at least for the plasma PeaShooter. Then I have one more PeaShooter concept idea, which is not necessarily new to Plants vs Zombies, but I don't see a lot of it, which is the kind of like BP, the BP. Like not sure if y'all remember, it has like a stinger on the back of it. It has like this kind of look to it. It's very crudely drawn. Like, do y'all remember that? I'm not sure how many people remember that. But yeah, I'd want something like that in the game as well, just to incorporate that idea. Yeah. And then let's move on to the second section, which all of these guys are what I'm going to be like using to showcase these, but for now I'm just going to do that. We're talking about heroes now. So the original concept for the game was that you'd have two teams, plants and zombies, and you'd just try to like be the last one standing or something like that. I don't know, I never fully fleshed out the idea. But this is one of my newer ideas, where you'd incorporate a kind of hero system, kind of like PVZ heroes, where you have like Green Shadow, a Solar Flare, even the introduction of Rose and Citron. Something like that, but more like Garden Warfare style. So like each of the heroes would be a different Garden Warfare character. So this would be the first, which would be a PeaShooter. Specifically, I want it to be a PEA 178. Which, if y'all remember, has like a mod menu and all sorts of weird stuff like that. But the main ability would be his charge shot. So he'd like a glow of some sort would like radiate from his mouth before like a massive, like really powerful. Okay, that's being a bit rude. Like a massive, really powerful PE would be shot out, and it'd be like armor piercing and stuff. Of course, it'd be more Garden Warfare-esque. Like this I think is more closer to the Battle for Neighborville vibe. But also, I want to stick with a close to Battle for Neighborville vibe. Battle for Neighborville is one of the things that gave me the concept for the root system thing, where like vines would go along like down at the body, or like down the stem. That's where that idea originally came from. And he'd have like this little thing right here. Don't know what it'd be used for. Just a design choice. And then something that I haven't talked about with PA 178 and practically everything else in his universe is the whole idea of their forms. Like, you know how in Garden Warfare you have like different types of each plant? Well, in 178's universe, there's like a lot more types and a lot more just a lot more stuff in general. And so you'd get to see those different types of forms through each of the heroes. You could probably equip like skins, or maybe just entire versions of each hero. And they all have like unique skills dedicated to what type they are. Something I was inspired off of was something I found on Pinterest that showed like a bunch of concept ideas for abilities that the characters would have, and one of them caught my attention, where he'd use like his hands to like come together in his front, like a have it like a home in on each other, if that makes any sense, and like out of inside them, a like massive blast of energy would come out. Just an idea. And so I'd maybe want to incorporate that into it. Also want to incorporate his mod menu in some way. Don't know how yet. But that's definitely something that's on my list. Unique forms, there are a bunch of. Like, for example, his Fire P form doesn't have these. Instead, he has those, like, thruster things. Like, I'm not sure if y'all play at Garden Warfare, but, like, in the games, there's a cosmetic that add these, like, what are they called? Like, heat pipes or something? I don't know. But, yeah, that's, like, one of the ideas for designs of the Fire P. Like the other one, he'd have, like, fire coming out. But, like, more naturally. Instead of, you know? But, yeah. I'm gonna end this here so that it doesn't get too long. And, I will try to keep updates about this. And I'll try to get better with this app. But until next time, I'll see y'all. Peace.